In the meantime, I did a flip. I did a remodel for myself. It was a little house, 770 square feet in Fort Worth, worst part of Fort Worth too. I carried my gun with me in my tool pouch.
Legally.
Yeah, because I'm a Texan.
Oh, okay.
There was no carry laws back then, I don't think.
Well, we have a Second Amendment, you know.
It was a tool. I had it in my tool bag.
Ah, okay,
right?
okay.
It's a tool for making a hole. Drill.
That's right.
Drill's a tool for making a hole. It's no difference.
That's where they get the phrase, when you drill someone.
Maybe so. So this house, I bought it. It was in pretty bad shape. It wasn't in horrible shape, but there was a couple of things. I had to replace both doors and a few windows. When you walk in the door, there was a roof, a ceiling joist that had broken and was hanging out of the ceiling, and all the sheetrock and the insulation was gone. And all these other investors had walked in there and said, that looks horrible. That's not, that's not my cup of tea. I can't deal with this. Well, I walked in there. I said, I can fix that.
That's right.
That's probably the easiest thing that we fixed, because we changed the bathroom, we changed the kitchen, we changed the flooring, windows, doors. Anyway, I basically did that job. So $23,000 is what I paid for it, and these guys negotiated it for me. I didn't know anything about investing then, and I got in there and I put less than $10,000 in it.
Good. Okay.
I did it on the skinny. I did not put the most expensive windows in. I did not put the most expensive doors in. I didn't put the most expensive anything. Matter of fact, I think I had a stove that I had gotten from a previous remodel in storage. There's all kinds of things I save. I'm kind of like my dad.
Yeah, well, it's kind of handy.
Save things and use it later.
Mm-hmm.
So I put less than 10 in it. I paid myself the entire time to do the work. I paid other people too. There was other people that had to be called, electricians that I can't pull a electrical permit.
Okay.
So walked away from that thing having paid my salary for 4 weeks, and when I had it appraised for $65,000. So I had 33 in it. It appraised for 65. I had paid for my time, and I sold it to one of those investors that said no on it before for 55. So gave them some equity, and I got to sell my house. I sold it with a renter in it. So that's a lot better when you're talking about investors. It's cash flow,
Did you break even or did you make money?
I made about $12,000. Yeah, and I really only had to pay taxes on 6 of that because of all the expenses that I had.
How long did you put it? You put in a month's amount of work on that? Mm-hmm. So that's $12,000 in 1 month.
Yeah, I mean
that's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good money.
That's not too bad. I mean, if you did that once a year, though, I don't know.
Well, now you don't punch a clock. When do you start work, and when do you end the day?
It depends on the client.
Okay.
So if Richard doesn't want to get out of bed till 8 o'clock,
9 o'clock,
9 o'clock, I don't show up at his house at 7.
Okay,
and
right.
Say, hey, I'm ready to work. Richard, let's go. So most of the people, since the working for investors in Fort Worth, those years were, it's just too hard. I can't do it anymore. And it's too depressing walking into those houses that you fixed up and you're going to have to repair again because the people that live in there really don't care about them.
Tore it up, yeah. We were talking about investments, mm-hmm. and you're kind of moving away from the physical aspect of your job toward being more of an owner and a renter of property.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it smart and where I'm still able to do something, so I'm going to do some of it. The house we did in Kilgore, I didn't put the roof on. It was very hot. It was like it is now. And I wasn't about to take my 53-year-old body at the time and put it up there on that roof and try to teach the kids that I had there working with me what to do, because inside it would be fine, but outside it just would be brutal.
Okay.
You know, so I hired it done.
Oh, okay.
They did a good job.
Okay. Well, that's something you would have saved a lot of money on if you did it yourself.
I could have saved, well, it cost me $4,500. I don't know about that. I don't know that I could have saved anything.
Oh, okay.
Just with my ability and walking the boys through what I was teaching them, it probably would have taken the same amount of time. They were probably cheaper. Back then, I wasn't paying them near as much as I am now.
They've gotten better.
They've gotten better. They have.
Okay.
They've gotten to where they can take off on a project without me having to tell them every single detail.
Well, I've noticed that I know about Hunter, but I don't know who else is working with you.
Oh, well, my soon-to-be son-in-law, Colt, worked with me
okay.
For 3.5 months out here on the lake working on this house. It was really hot. We did a lot of tear out. I'll hire people that have some basic skills and teach them more.
Okay.
And so I'm a good teacher, and I always have been.
How was Colt?
Colt was fine.
Okay.
Yeah. He was, he knew some things. Like I said, he had some basic knowledge, how to measure, how to cut from a measure, how to drive a nail,
That's good to know.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and just, but there were some things that I had to say, okay, we're going to take this process to do it. And it worked out just fine.
Well, what is the heaviest piece of equipment you've ever had to work with?
Backhoe.
Backhoe? Okay.
A backhoe is just a big shovel that's actuated by hydraulics and a motor, whether it's diesel or gas. My dad had a diesel backhoe for a while, and my granddad had a backhoe when I was growing up, that on the other end of it we had it's called a ditch witch. A chain, almost a chainsaw
Yes.
for dirt. Y'all
Right.
have probably seen it.
For pipe.
Right, and we bury pipe with that.
So did you ever get trained or certified or anything like that, or you just know how to do it?
The only thing I ever got certified on was forklift, and that was at Central Freight Lines. But no, it's just a trial and error. You pretty much when you put somebody new on a backhoe, you just let them have that controls and get out of the way.
That's scary.
They will hit you with it. So, oh yeah, Dad's been knocked into a ditch before.
Good.
Oh yeah, not a happy man at that point.
By you?
No, it was somebody else.
Okay. Well, now let me ask you a question for the kids out there. What would you recommend the training they get? Because most of us are city boys, and we didn't have that fix it yourself,
right.
mentality.
You didn't grow up with the
That's why I call you.
having to do it. You just do it, and back then your dad would stop you if you were doing something stupid or wrong. But there's vocational trade schools. There's some high schools have vocational classes that you can take. FFA. I took FFA in high school.
Future Farmers of America?
Yeah, and I learned welding there.
Oh, wow, okay, because they build their own stock.
Right,
caves.
so the round bale feeders, we built a whole bunch of those.
That's a good trade to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
So
something.
I have a boy working for me now that I'm teaching to do the handyman stuff, but he has been through classes for welding, so he's a much better welder than I am. And anything that we want to stay together, we have him weld,
Okay.
not me.
That works out just fine.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Oh, another thing you could take as far as business goes, I would say accounting. Accounting would be real smart to do. You really need to learn how to read numbers. If you're doing it, and it doesn't really matter what business it is, delivery business or building business or music business, if you have money coming and going, then you need to account for that. And if you have somebody else doing the accounting, say a CPA or a accountant or just a data entry person, you really need to stay to where you can at least read the reports and stuff like that, so that you can sit down and ask, okay, well, what was this line item for? I don't understand this, because, however it's coded or whatever. So it's another aspect that is real good to learn. One of the classes I took in high school was just every day learning how to write a check, keep a checkbook, how to reconcile your checkbook register, because I still do that.
Yeah.
I use a computer now, but
Yeah.
I still reconcile my bank account.
People don't do that anymore. They let the
I know they let the bank control everything, and that's just a little
I know, it's scary.
crazy.